One night, while teenagers Blair, Mitch, Jess, Adam, Ken and Val take part in an online group chat session, they are suddenly joined by an unknown user called Billy227. Thinking it's just a glitch, the friends carry on their conversation, until Blair begins to receive messages from someone claiming to be Laura Barnes.
Well, the glitch just typed!
A classmate who killed herself exactly 1 year prior. As Blair tries to expose Billy's identity, her friends are forced to confront their darkest secrets and their darkest lies. Unfriended released 10 years ago. Now 10 years in the world of tech is quite a long time, so join us as we try and unpack if the film has aged well or aged poorly, and does it hold up with today's technology. If you enjoyed this, feel free to join the movie club by subscribing and liking this video.
No, he'll kill you!
I'm a god, you hear me?
Why is he counting down?
Kyle, would you like to start us off today?
Why?
Because I did last time.
Did you?
Yeah, I said.
Okay.
I said to you. I said. So we watched, and then I said the movie, and then you were like, "Yeah, we did."
Okay.
That's how it should go.
All right. Hey guys. Okay, let me do that one. I'm gonna do it one more time.
You got it. One more take.
What's up? So we watched Unfriended.
Has anyone? So first thing is, has anyone seen it before watching it?
Am I allowed to be totally honest?
Yeah, you can be totally honest.
Yeah, I never seen it before.
Never seen it.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it was my first watch too.
Oh, really?
It was inspired by our last chat that you weren't part of, but I'm really sorry. Because last time we talked about a movie that was about like tech and stuff, right? And then we were talking about how Cal was talking about how technophobe, what is it? Technophobia.
Technophobe.
Technophobia.
You could say that technophobia.
And then my brain immediately went to Unfriended. So I said we should talk about that. So that's what we did. Right off the bat, what do you think? Thoughts? Yeah.
Wow. People have been shitting on this movie for years. Pretty much.
Really? It's got a deep lore?
I'm not deep lore, but I've not really heard, in my personal, I can only speak for myself. I haven't heard personally many great or good things about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's fine. It's not bad. It's okay. I wasn't like, it's not, given with the budget it has and how the limitations.
Yeah.
They did a decent enough job. I think it kind of runs out of steam pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I had fun with it for what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the most thing. Yeah.
Right,
What
What do you guys think?
I heard about it when it came out, and I'm pretty sure I was like, this is going to be like the worst piece of trash ever. But I think kind of now watching it, how long has it been? Like 10 plus years?
It's literally 10 years, yeah.
Basically a decade.
10 years. I think it's like a fun little like time capsule of like era.
Yeah.
That's like, when I started watching it, I was like, this is like, gosh, it's going to be one of these movies. It's going to be like awful. But then kind of watching, the Facebook, MSN, Skype calls, I was kind of like thrown back a bit to it. So I imagine when it came out, it was all like newish technology.
Yeah.
What was back then? So it's quite fun to like look at it.
Literally, I have a note here that's like the tech was nostalgic and it may have made me enjoy the movie more because it was like everything on screen was like stuff that we used to use.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the time it came out, if that was like part of that's how it was. Like was the tech at the time. So it wouldn't have felt old fashioned when you watched it like in like 10 years ago, but it felt like weirdly like nostalgic, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and it's almost scarier that it was old stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been me.
Yeah.
You could have been unfriended, man.
I could have been unfriended.
It was almost like, it's like the digital version of like a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
How like VHS is like weirdly old and scary.
Yeah. This is like also the most
Haunted.
modern.
And Skype is like the most terrifying noise ever.
Wow.
This is like the most modern type of like fucking found footage show, basically, right? Screen recorded. The
Screen record, yeah.
Entirely.
And I mean, that was kind of, sorry, but go on.
Well, I was going to say, they did some good stuff with the, I at least forgot that it was, that she was at the computer. You're basically just like meant to be like looking at it, and then you could hear like breathing in the background sometimes to kind of remind you that she's like still there, which is I thought pretty good. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was good. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it was.
it-
I wouldn't say it was great or scary or.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it was very funny, is what I thought. I thought it was kind of hilarious. And I thought the fucking layout is ugly as hell, man.
What is?
The layout of the apps, whatever the
Yeah,
applications. the
it shows its
websites.
age, doesn't it, in the UI and stuff. I
Did
was just.
Spotify look that bad? Did Spotify look that bad back then, man?
It did.
On the back?
I think it was iTunes, dude.
Yeah. It was
No, it says Spotify in the screen. I saw it.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
gross.
that's Spotify.
That's gross.
It was ugly as fuck, man.
Yeah, I was-
Spotify looks pretty nice now.
I was quite like impressed by how it hid all the cuts and stuff. Like it was like it felt like one big call,
Yeah.
and it was kind of awesome how it never really like it was just like one screen and you just saw windows and that's kind of. I was surprised it held me as long as it did, but yeah, I think you're right, Cal. Like it ran out of steam pretty quick.
I mean, it was a new concept at the time, so and they wanted to do. I don't think they were going for proper like quote unquote social commentary. They wanted to make a fun slasher. It's a fun slasher, but it's.
They definitely peppered it. And that's such a topic of that moment as well. Like, if there's like all these things.
Some of it was, I thought, like quite in poor taste.
Yeah,
Like the video of her doing with the notes things, the Laura Barnes. That was kind of pretty bad taste. I thought.
right. Yeah, I don't know what. It's hard because you have to like cast your mind like 10 years back, but
And also,
Yeah.
just to get to like the end, like the reveal or like the video that happened. If I know it's different, I'm sure like if this happened to someone in real life, it would be devastating. But for that to be the thing that like puts you over the edge, I think is like saying a lot. I think if it was, the way it's more horrific. Like when I first saw her on the floor, like face down, I was like, oh my god, like something even worse came into my head, and then for it to be like shat herself, I was a bit like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, we've all done it. We've all done it. That ain't the first time.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it looked like
And it-
blood, right? That's why I was like, oh.
Well, the thing that I found really
Fuck.
weird is like the big reveal is like it was her best friend filming because like finally we see her turn the camera and it's like part of the video and she's like, "You're so silly," right? But like, surely none of those people on that Skype call would have been her friend.
Yeah.
Like, if
We're friends with each
Well, they
other.
all hated Laura, right? Is that I thought it was like at least
they're-
everyone but Blair was like.
but Blair, right, is like the main character, but she turns out to be the one that filmed it and like
yeah.
essentially caused it. But it's like it's weird how. I don't know if maybe I forgot how the film happened, but surely everyone would have been like, "Oh my god, Blair's a villain." Way
but
sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like.
Because they would just
people
watch the
have
full
seen
video and see it.
People,
Yeah.
people would have seen the video.
Unless I'm missing it. Maybe there's like an extended cut that gets released at the end of the movie or something. Or maybe
might
that
have
is the thing
directed
that happens
it.
actually. Like the ghost drops the full tape. Maybe that's it.
That's what it is. It definitely would end at that point where, for the turn, and that's what's shown.
Have to say, there's this scene where like the ghost is like, well, she's like arguing with the ghost of Laura Bonds, being like, "No, we didn't have nothing to do with the video," and then the ghost like takes screenshots of comments and being like, "Who was this?" And it was like comments being like, "Kill yourself, you gotta kill yourself, Laura." And then Blair's like, "Oh, everyone else is doing it, so we had to." And I just thought. Are you that fucking like easy to
A kid's
go on
like
board
that
with?
evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that are you that easy just to be like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell this kid to kill themselves?
That was
Yeah.
definitely part of the hot topic, like, beware of, bullying online thing, like, she's going to die and she said it. There was, all the impression felt.
And it's also like no one, until obviously she died, no one was like on her side. Everyone was just like saying the most heinous things in the comments.
Yeah.
Like all jumping on the bandwagon. Like, I don't know. Like,
I
that's
kind of want to
crazy.
know what their beef with Laura was. They don't really. It doesn't. They never really hint at anything.
Doesn't
There's a
matter.
lot-
There's nobody.
It doesn't matter.
Everyone-
It really doesn't
everyone in this
matter,
film is
honestly.
awful to each
they
other.
all just
None of
dogpiled
them
her, yeah.
Yeah, it
none
doesn't.
of
It
them
honestly
really
doesn't
none of
matter.
them like each other. It's like, why?
Yeah.
They're all doing horrible stuff to each other. Also, it's all very like teenage problems as well. It's like, you slept with Greg. And,
Bro, like You know the Adam guy. There's this fucking like part where they go back to back questions, being like, "Who sold Adam out to the cops? Who stole $800 from Adam?" It's like, he's just getting fucking.
They just go in on Adam.
Yeah, and then he turns out to have like roofied on somebody. But before that, I was like, man, what the fuck? What are they doing?
And the way he's like, when he says it, and he's like, never have I ever roofied someone. He's like, oh come on, man. He's like, one time.
He was like, I know you throw that in my face.
Yeah, he's like, I knew you'd bring that back up.
So horrific, that bit. I was like, that should
It's
be
like,
the
yeah,
film,
I'm kind of on the I'm kind of on the ghost side now, man. That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
like fucking, these guys kind of suck, man, you know? And that's the point where, like, the ghost, like, sends, like, images to Blair of her cheating, and she's a fucking impact font text. Like,
the top text.
yeah, it's like, not your boyfriend. Adam's
oh
not your
my god, not your boyfriend. All font. Yeah.
I will say, when I started watching it, I was like slowly getting more and more into it. I like really enjoyed the whole like aesthetic.
The build up. Yeah.
And good. But then what kind of ruined it? There were two things that ruined the movie, I think, for me. The first thing was the first death. What's his name? Chad or Chuck or whatever his name is, when his hands.
It wasn't even the first, dude. That was the second. The first one was
Ken.
so minor. Ken's, yeah.
The first one was the girl who, like,
Just
kinda
passed
fell,
out,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
But Ken's, yeah, I had that on my notes too.
The main like friends, because he was just like everyone hated that guy, right? Something like that.
That guy was a
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah, when the hand in the blender, and then like that whole kind of flashing and like being, that was so silly, and it was such a weird way. What did the blender have to do with anything?
I don't think, yeah, there was no like setup to the blender.
And I was like, this is just because he's like the fat guy in the movie. This has to be food related.
Oh yeah, that actually
They
might have
gave
been
it
it.
the
Of course it
blender.
was that. Fucking
And
of course it was that.
Yeah, and after that, I was like, they really like missed out on something. It could, if they died in like maybe vaguer ways, I think
Or
it
even
would,
like, what's his name? The one of the last ones who just straight up shot himself. Like that had way more
Yeah.
weight than like, yeah. I had on my notes, I was like, it lost steam when they started dying.
Yeah, then it became like
Do you know
cat
what I
and
mean?
mouse. But, like,
Because you had like Ken's setup where like there was like a camera in his air conditioning.
yeah.
that was really cool.
Like cool, but it's like, and then the payoff happened. It's like him put his
Yes.
face in a blender, and it's like, what?
They should have gone full, like watching the death from that perspective. He should have opened
Yeah,
it, and he should have walked back, and he should have just like that picture. He like
Yeah, that would have been really cool to
Round
watch him
and
just
like
die
hanging
through
stuff.
the
That would have been
fan
great.
of whatever, the air conditioning, whatever. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing. That death really put me off. And the last
Yes.
thing, it kind of brought me back at the end where I was like, okay, it's a pretty good film. And then
Yeah.
the last scene where she's
The laptop closes.
and the laptop closes, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then the ghost comes at her.
Yeah.
And that really put me off, because I was like, it was so much better if it was just like the idea of the ghost and not a real
Yeah, we
ghost.
didn't have to. Yeah.
I think, but at the time they were big on the fake out, right? They were big on the fake out ending, like
Yeah,
You
jump
need
scare ends was like massive back
They
then.
should have made it way more ambiguous, and like it
Yeah,
could,
like I will admit, when the laptop closed, I remember like actually being like, oh wow, like, oh, this is
Yeah.
cool. And then you saw this like dark abyss, and I was like, oh, here we go, something's gonna happen, we're gonna see something. And then having like making you realize that it's coming from above, not the actual dark. I was like, no, it would have been so cool to have like something happen in front of the.
That would have been cool, but I guess like also you have to keep in mind this is not a film that was pretty much baked and salty.
No.
they didn't want you to leave anything to your imagination.
Yeah.
They wanted you to know everything.
No.
I think in the hands of someone better, it would have been really good. I think they had the bones and the foundations of like something really cool, especially now. If they'd done it now, MSN gave like some
a
cool directed
FaceTime, Discord,
Yeah.
a Discord horror.
Discord horror. I don't think.
keep it MSN, keep it old fashioned, but just have it like less silly.
Yeah, I think you could do a lot of scarier things with like the webcam thing. Like you could have like, especially like the deaths. They don't have to be so obvious. Do you know what I mean?
And not scary at all.
Yeah.
Not to like hint at any future episodes, but apparently, from what I've heard,
in the future.
Unfriended the dark web is
The
very, very
sequel.
good.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, apparently the second one's got like double the score across the board. So just
Yeah,
so you know,
people-
Unfriended got 62% by critics and 37% by audiences. Which tracks, I think. I don't know why critics rated it so high. Maybe they were just like so gassed about the format.
Definitely.
Or
Like, dude, revolutionary, bro. It's
I don't know how much money they would have paid off with
Imagine
this.
this in the cinema. I reckon it'd be so weird in the cinema.
It doesn't feel right in the cinema. It felt right watching it on my
Yeah.
laptop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
This is
mean?
this is a whole movie. This
It is a whole
beyond your
movie.
computer.
But it's an interesting one because I think just going back to what we said at the start, it's like it's interesting how like the UI and stuff made it creepier. Like it's older tech. If it was like modern, I don't think it would be as freaky. You know?
No, like
Um,
fucking.
I got this note down that really made me laugh, and it was like, you know, when she's screen sharing with her pals, she like starts messaging the boyfriend, and then from that moment on, she doesn't stop sharing her screen.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
she just starts messaging him. I was like, oh no, she's got the chat open, and everyone can see.
No, they fucking forgot. They forgot about
They straight up forgot.
Mitch.
We should
Mitch was a
definitely.
big.
I mean, maybe not, as you said, Carl. Maybe not the next. Not the next one shouldn't be Unfriended Dark Web because then we'll be like a
Yeah.
fan account. Of
I'm
Unfriended.
sorry, but I'm
say
fine
we
with
go for it.
keeping. I'm fine with spacing out Unfriended. I don't want to go back
Yeah.
in the Unfriended universe.
The Unfriended universe.
Whatever the fuck you called it.
But it would be interesting to see what they did to make it to innovate off it, and if they fixed anything that we've just like said. I got some fun little trivia. Do you want to hear some fun little trivia about the movie?
Oh boy, do I.
It's actually super interesting. So all the Facebook and Skype accounts in the film are real and they can be found. You can add them as friends.
Shit.
So like commitment to the bit. When they filmed it all in one house, and all the cast members were in different rooms except for Ken.
Fucking what about Ken, man? Poor fucking Ken.
Ken had his own room. Well, he had the Blender VFX, so they needed like a soundstage.
His role in the group, I'm not really sure what it was. He's
He
like
was
a
the
nerd,
comedic
right?
relief, but he was also the guy who like said it how it is. He was very honest when he was like,
Yeah, but he's also like
"Nobody
the
likes
hacker.
you, Jess."
Also,
Nobody likes you.
There's no way they would be friends with him if they're so,
Yeah,
like
bro.
everything they talk about is like if he was real, he would not be in that friend group. He would have been bullied so fucking hard. He's a nerd,
He's an asshole, man.
an asshole. There's no way they'd be
The
friends.
They're
worst
all
combo.
assholes. They're all
Yeah.
assholes, but he's like, I don't know, like fucking like the two girls arguing. He's like, ladies, please, just come over. And like we can.
He loves it.
This motherfucker, man. He was.
No, he was definitely like the funny guy. So another little fun fact: the longest take was 10 minutes, but they actually tried to do it in one go. I'm trying to verify this, but apparently they did do a take, a one shot of it.
The whole thing.
Yeah, like the Zoom, not like all the messages and stuff, but like the Skype call in one sitting, which is insane.
Yeah.
But I couldn't verify that, so Peter saw. Apparently, the longest take was 10 minutes straight, which is still quite long.
That's really good.
And then all the auditions were done over Skype, which obviously makes so much sense.
Yeah, they were cooking something,
Yeah,
maybe.
and also
Ah,
way
they were-
ahead of its time, like pre-pandemic, doing casting over Skype.
Yeah, they had the future. They had Lively, dude. They had Lively. in
They
this
had
movie.
like,
Yeah.
that's how you show how old it was. And the old YouTube UI with the dislikes, the green
Bro,
and the red.
that's sick.
It was crazy.
Laura, that video was called what? Laura Barnes Kill Yourself, but it's spelled like you are self.
Mad SEO.
Really on the nose as well.
Yeah.
I have a note that says farts and boners. I think Ken was talking about farts and boners in the beginning. Also, the beginning, not
Yeah.
to be this guy, but the feed shot right at the beginning was insane. When they're video
Oh,
chatting.
yeah.
It's like,
And then they get magically put in a group call, and they're like, "Whoa."
yeah.
I thought that would come into it more. I thought that was going to come into it more like this whole, like, what's it, sexting, FaceTiming your boyfriend thing. And then I think it came up like once near the end.
That was
Yeah.
it. They never
They
mentioned
like
like
used
sex
one of the
ever again.
images for like a advert for like a webcam or something,
I did-
which was quite
chat
like a
roulette.
fun, like little thing to like watch out for. But it would have been
Yeah.
I thought the chat roulette scene was pretty cool. where she's like
That was cool.
screaming for help. But also there's just guys being like, age 42, looking for teens.
My I think I want to give the film benefit of the doubt, but I was like watching that chat roulette scene and I was like, I really hope it was real. But then I was like, no, because then I'd have to get like all the clearances from all these random people they don't know. But I was like, imagine if they were real people.
That would have fucked up.
Yeah.
Also, the chat roulette girl at the end who did the call.
Yeah.
Close. They just kind of left that in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You
I
just
thought that was
missed the end of the movie by like listening and watching the what's her name, Blair.
I wonder why they did that.
But then you didn't hear from her because you think if you heard someone screaming and even you'd hear the window click off or like you guys okay? Like
there's a note I put because I was like I didn't know if it was true because I didn't know if it was like part of the story. I just missed it. But like, where are all these parents?
Shit, man, out of town, bro.
They're all out in the evening.
For two of them, right? Where it's like your dad's drinking with my dad.
Oh, your dad's drinking with my dad.
Yeah,
Blair's but that's not all the dads. There's 4 more dads left.
There's definitely some missing parents, and I was like, where are they all?
Also, it's crazy move to not go around your girlfriend's house when their parents are away.
Yeah.
When there's clear opportunity, they would decide we gotta do.
I guess he's a respectful king, but then he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
he was
like,
actually.
she
No,
said,
he was.
Yeah, he was fire about it.
By the end, he was the only one that didn't do anything heinous, right?
Well, no. He
what did he
do something with Laura. I forgot. He either uploaded the video or some shit like that.
He dropped it.
I can't remember. He did something. There was like a reveal at the end. There was a fucking reveal, which I'm fucking forgetting now. Very unprofessional.
She slept with like the best friend, right? And then
she slept with Adam. Goated the character.
Yeah.
His antics I thought were very, very humorous. Him freaking out, waving a gun at the camera. Very funny.
So funny.
Do it. I'm fucking shoot you. I'm fucking doing it.
And you knew he was going to die that way instantly. There was no.
Yeah, as soon as he got the weapon out, I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
Literally,
that's why
Chekhov's
if
gun, right?
Ken pulled out the blender at the start and was like, hey guys, make it a smoothie, it wouldn't have been such a jarring image to see him like put his hand in a blender.
I guess it would have been fucked up just to be like, hey man, I'm making this.
What the fuck? Go to the kitchen. Leave it in the kitchen. What are you doing?
He was smoking a bong. They could have done a weed-related death.
And they couldn't have thought of a better way to die. That's not like.
Well, okay, so the
budget thing, or I don't know.
The first person just passed out, right?
Yeah, she was like, she had bleach. Right?
Then it was Ken in the blender, which is the gore quota because that made it a 12 or 15.
Rated R, man. It's rated R.
R-rated. What happened to Jess?
She had the straightener in her mouth.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
And she got the meme, bro. She got the meme. She got hit with the fucking
that. She got the impact font meme. Yeah, you're right. That was kind of a good one.
This ghost knows how to fucking use impact.
What happens to...
Mitch shot himself in the eye. No, he stabbed himself in the eye.
Oh, yeah.
Headbutts it. He like...
Yeah. That was kind of cool, actually. But I know what you mean. They could have had a bit more of a spooky element to it. Maybe they like start levitating.
No, come on.
We see something, like maybe we see like something in the background. I don't know. I'm just...
Yeah, and the reveal of the ghost at the end. It's like if you could see more background stuff, then the payoff would have been better. Like there's definitely someone following them, but yeah.
Yeah, like imagine that final shot, like the laptop closes and then you see this like dark abyss of her room and then you just see like a figure slowly walking. That'd be, for me, that would be way creepier because of the tension it built when that happened.
Yeah, closes. There's like a mirror on the other side and you see...
Or she closes the laptop and straight away there's a face behind it.
He needed another toilet-related death, I think. I think someone should have flushed themselves.
Someone should have
drowned in their own like shit or whatever.
What's that high school thing you do when you
swirly?
Someone swirlies to death.
So
I never had that.
A self-swirly.
Yeah, you know,
to death.
Waterboarding
to death.
Yeah, dude, they should.
He's like levitated. He's levitated in the background.
Because they're all high school
should have died. Ken should have got wedgied and they would have been way better.
But imagine like the static happens and then it cuts to Ken and he's like levitating. He's have like the most vicious air wedgie. He's like,
He's got this turd just dropping out of him or whatever. Everyone's got these turds next to them.
that would have been more
Way round
horrific.
to the nose.
And then the blender.
And then
The
Damn,
blender was.
okay.
I mean, the blender's
Anyone,
brutal. Right?
any other comments on Unfriended?
I have nothing film criticism-esque. I was just notifying everything I thought was funny. Because I didn't have much criticism about this because it was like very benign film to me.
Popcorn horror, right?
Yeah, it was like I don't know. It felt like I don't want to shit on this movie. Like it feels bad. I feel like punching down.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like I think it stayed in some fucked up way. It stood the test of time because barely anyone has really tried to do another one of these. I feel like there's like the host or whatever. I think I was told about it yesterday. I don't know, but this is like I don't know. I mentioned shit about like. I have a lot of stuff about Ken. When he dropped the phrase "the Ken opinion," he was like, "I'm gonna give you the Ken opinion."
I'm telling you, he's not in this friendship group. He's not.
It doesn't make sense.
He's not like a cool kid. None of them are cool, but he's not like He had a dirty ass room too. The put a finger down challenge was funny as fuck.
That was funny.
That was fun.
The put a finger down challenge.
I'd say like it was a fun movie to watch now. Maybe not back then. There's a few things that like really bugged me, but
I can't say what it was like.
It's pretty good. I had something, but we forgot it, isn't it?
We'll have to revisit the sequel as well.
What do you guys think about the acting of these fellas? I thought Mitch was funny as hell when he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him. I think he was like, what? That's
the thing. I wrote that down. I was like, when he finds out his girlfriend cheated on him and he's like shouting at her and he's like, "You didn't do it, Blair." He's looking down the lens.
Yeah.
Which is like, you wouldn't do that.
He's staring at like,
You'd be like looking at the screen at them, like.
Yeah.
But she's like down lens. She's like, "You wouldn't lie to me."
You'd be like that.
He's like interrogating.
Yeah.
He calls her a slut.
It was very. He did, yeah.
He calls her a slut. She's like, "Don't call me that." And he's like, "You are the." It was honestly kind of felt like a legit argument. I feel like.
Yeah, the chemistry was great.
Yeah, I thought the acting was great apart from Ken. and also like the drama behind everything was actually almost more interesting than the horror or like the mystery. It got really juicy, and I was like, I'm so into the drama of all these teens. Like
the teen drama would have been.
Yeah, I wanted to know
their
the
lives,
fucking
and they're doing all this bullying, and they're assholes. I was like,
who
that's
slept with who? Yeah.
There was one thing where they were like, "Never have ever traded Jess's life for another member of the group." I don't know what that meant. But they like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're like Adam traded her, like said he would trade her, but what? Does
And it's
he
just
mean?
like it's just like completely blown over after. They're like,
What does that mean? Does he like? Was he trying to sell her? Or some
I don't
shit?
know.
It can't
It was
be
like,
that,
I wish
right?
you were dead instead of her.
Doesn't he say like?
Instead of who though?
Doesn't he say something like it was all of you or just her, so I chose her, or something like that? It's
But
like
what though? Like what was
Yeah.
what was the stakes?
that's such a weird throwaway line. That's so weird.
Because then it was right after the money thing, so I was like, was he trying to sell her? Is he trying to pimp out his friend? That can't be fucking true, right?
He's on the dark web.
Ooh.
Oh,
Number
the
two.
sequel.
She's
To
back.
my knowledge, the sequel doesn't have anything to do with the first one at all.
No.
I
Also,
think
like,
It's like a-
No,
I
it
think
does
the
not
sequel
really.
is about friends who jump on the dark web while on a Zoom call,
yeah.
and they invite something back from it.
I'm into it.
The Dark Web sounds like a cool movie, man. We're gonna get it at some point, like in 10 episodes time, bro.
Unfriended fan account,
Yeah.
unofficial.
Watch
It was
was
unfriended free already.
I was seemingly taken aback when like the sex tape was uploaded. Right, the ghost uploads the sex tape of Adam and Blair, but it's clearly like edited. Like the ghost has sat down and cut this thing. And, like,
It
I
really
think
has
that's-
cut around some stuff.
that's
Crazy
like
angles. How do you even get in that? Yeah, like they never really explain that, do they?
Yeah, people talk about vengeful spirits, right? Vengeful spirits. This is a vengeful spirit. She took the time to fucking cut this thing.
And she transcended to the human world to film it.
Yeah, man, fuck.
and post it on YouTube.
Get this motherfucker on the set. You know?
Perv, though, that guy that she cheated on, he was like a super perv, like
You Adam.
roofies guy. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
not a
he
big
rapes
surprise that
people.
he filmed.
Yeah,
his-
he's like a psycho. Yeah, right, mate. Yeah, he filmed it. That would make so much sense, actually.
But the ghost still edited it. I think she's the
Ghost still cut it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ghost trimmed out all the slow bits.
I know that motherfucker didn't edit that. I know Adam wasn't editing. I know he just kept that. He was like, very cool.
He's like
Cool.
uncut. Yeah.
Oh,
Start to
best
finish.
edit.
And then she finds out like when they're cheating his river, and she was like, "Oh, it only lasted a minute." And he's like, "Hey, what?"
He's like, no way.
That's even worse.
These guys had great interactions with each other, man. I wish there
The
was more about the
chemistry's
dirt.
really cool. Apparently they're still in the group chat. I'm looking at the IMDb trivia. Apparently they're all like still buds and they still chat in a group chat.
I did really like as well when who was the girl that everyone hated? Not Zoe. What was it
To
again?
Jess.
Val.
Jess or Val? Oh,
Who's the first one who dies? Who drinks the?
Val.
Yeah, it's Val.
Val.
When before she comes on, they're like, "Is Val doing this? Let's get her on the group chat." And then what's his name?
Ken.
Ken's
Right.
like, "This fucking bitch! Like, I hate her. She's the fucking worst." And when she comes up, "Oh hey!" Like,
What's the line he says? The only what's the most important thing to Val? And he's like, Val.
That was lame as hell.
He like hates her guts, and then she joins, and he's just like, "Oh hey girl."
that's how you know a 40-year-old wrote that movie at the time. It's like,
Yeah, no kids was like, "Oh, you know who so and so
Val.
likes
Oh Val, what you like?
Val."
What do kids say
Shit.
nowadays?
Yeah, what's the go-to Skype slang?
Yeah, they just skip
Oh.
them after a while. They're just like, "Fuck you! I fucking hate you!" Like,
Yeah.
skip the slang and straight to like abuse of each other.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are not friends, man.
No.
What do you
Yeah.
mean he stole $800 from your friend? How? How do you steal
I
$800?
want to literally commit to crime, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna bring that up, bro."
Yeah, the roofie thing. He used
He's like, "Oh, bro." He's like, "Come on, man." Like it's some minor thing.
he used the roofie thing as like a gotcha because his girl was like sleeping with his dude.
Oh no, I'm being unfriended.
He's being unfriended.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no, bro.
He's unfriended, dude.